Yo, what is up? Welcome to Ninja Geek Games. A while back I showed my top 5 solo card games, and Legendary Encounters Alien from Upper Deck quite rightly hit the #1 spot. I'll stick a link to that here later. I recently received a copy of the second expansion to this game, and that is Alien Covenant. Now this expansion provides an additional hive, location and objectives where crew of the Covenant must make their way through the necropolis on Planet 4, fighting new Xenomorphs and dodging infectious egg sacs. So let's take a look at what we get. So in total you get about 200 cards in this expansion. First you get a new film to play through, and this includes a new location which is Planet 4, more objectives and goals, your hazards and your events as standard. The objectives require you to investigate a transmission or shelter in the necropolis, and finally you have to kill a final enemy or two. For the hive cards, they can include these egg sacs that give players a bloodburster alien. There are these skittering xenomorphs that continuously get turned face down, essentially wasting your previous room scans. You can also gain a David card who can help you in the game by returning enemies to the hive deck. We get acid blood face huggers, plus a different version of David who then starts to hinder your progress. We also have some Razormaw neomorphs and some hunting neomorphs. So there are 6 new characters for the Barracks, each with 14 cards, so you can vary on which sets that you want to use during the game. The rules do suggest using Daniels, Walter 1, Captain Oram and Kareen for your first few games. Some of these have a new keyword ability which is Covenant, and this means that if this character is in the Barracks and you recruit them, if there are any cards to the left or right that are lower cost to that Covenant card, you gain this card, but then you gain that card for free. Nice. So there are 5 new avatars that can be used in the game, and these are the Navigator, Pilot, Communications Officer, Biologist and the Terraformist. Now, each of these comes with a unique role card, and these support things like healing and gaining crew cards to your deck, not your discard pile. The bloodbursters here are really cool. I'm not sure why they're called that, but in the film it's the alien that bursts out the guy with loads of blood. Now these are drawn on the hatchery deck when the infectious egg sacs are in play. There are a few new drones here as well, 4 new drones that can make their way into the hive deck. There's a bunch of new strike cards that can get shuffled into the strike deck, plus these additional soldier cards which were also introduced in the previous expansion. Now these soldiers are badass, and are used as a variant to make the game harder, where you choose to add 3 of these to the hive deck. The game also offers you to play as David against the other players rather than co-op. However, you do need the other expansion to play this Queen Mother mode. You can use one of these role cards when doing that, plus you swap out one set of the nest cards from the other Queen Mother expansion with this set. Lastly, when playing with the hive set that we looked at earlier, you can continue to play the game after completing the final objective. If you do, you have to actually fight David, who has one of these cards, and you have to fight him by providing strikes equal to his armour, and he'll then draw strike cards. And there are 1 of 4 different roles that he'll play. And this here is the deck that you'll be using if you are playing as David in the Queen Mother mode. So that's it for Alien Covenant, an expansion for Legendary Encounters. The artwork is excellent and still quite gruesome, but I'm okay with that. This adds another scenario to an already great game where you get so much variability in crew deck selection, added drones and variants to make the game harder. Now this actually includes exchanging the location and objective cards for a hard mode version, and so gives the game such a high replay value. I'm not sure how using crew decks from the other scenarios in this game would work, as it depends on how vital that Covenant keyword is. You could end up diluting the deck, reducing the likelihood of gaining that free card for this expansion, or using the crew decks from here in other games to make those scenarios too easy. So I'm going to need to look into that. Regardless, this looks great. It's a decent expansion for an already top game. This is Ninja Geek Games. Cheers.